Hello, San Angelo, and welcome to Live Daily News Show. I'm James Bouligny.
And I'm Tessa Koskovich.
In news today, we have two interviews today. The first is with Justin Baker with DPS and Jules Shop with TxDoT, here to give you some advice about travel during the holidays.
Then Shaydee Watson, the new curator at the Meyer Museum, is here to talk about their upcoming events and some stocking stuffer ideas.
We'll get into those interviews right after this message from Jim Bass.
Right now at Jim Bass, scan our QR code and find great deals on cars and trucks. Right now, get a brand new 2024 Nissan Kicks, just $19,999.
You can only get deals like this at Jim Bass Nissan, Houston, Hart and Arden Road, or shop 24/7 at bassnuts.com, or you can use this QR code.
Welcome back, everybody. James Bouligny here with Jules Shoppy and Justin Baker. They're with the DPS, Texas Department of Public Safety. How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. So, I didn't even let you talk.
You're right. I'm with Texas Department of Public Safety.
Yes.
And Joel's with Texas Department of Transportation.
Oh,
but,
yes.
we work
I'm
together with everything we do out there on the highways. So,
All right.
Yeah.
And today we're kind of talking about holiday travel and drinking and driving and all
Yeah.
that. Trying not to do that.
right.
Uber is a thing.
It
Right,
is.
yeah.
It is a
It's
thing,
an
yeah.
important and a very useful tool, especially if you're planning on drinking around the holidays.
Right, I know. I mean, you don't see taxis a lot in San Angelo, so call an Uber. Although we do have a taxi service that you can call.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, call an Uber.
Yeah.
But let's get into drinking and driving real fast.
Okay.
How many crashes have we had maybe this year, do you know? Or how many crashes involve drinking and driving in San Angelo?
Well, so, when we look at those numbers from year to year, we kind of look at it from my department as like a West Texas region. And so, what we saw for the whole region was over 8,000. So this is one of those, sad, relevant numbers that it's almost like you expect it this time of year. However, there are so many other options when it comes to celebrating the holidays that do not need to include alcohol. But if you choose to do that, we want to be responsible. And so when you're talking about Ubers, Lyfts, taxis, what it comes down to is that plan in place, having a plan prior to, and then following through with that plan versus trying to figure it out on the go, because first thing to go when you start drinking is your better judgment.
Right.
So
Heck, have a friend drive you home.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, or make that embarrassing phone call to your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever it's got to be. It's so much better than the alternative, which is going to be that phone call that could be from jail or the hospital. And now we have the consequences of that as well that are going to be very costly for many months to years to come.
right.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of that, for the San Angelo area specifically, in the holiday season last year, we had 12 crashes that were DUI related and 3 fatalities. So as we approach the end of the year and people start to celebrate the holidays, we do see an increase in driving fatalities when it comes to drinking.
I'm glad you brought that up. We just recently had, I know you can't talk about it because they're still under investigation, but we've had 2 really serious, 3. I think the one on Monday wasn't a fatal crash.
That's correct, but it was still a very serious crash.
Oh, the picture. I mean, I thought somebody had died by looking at the pictures. And then we've had 2 fatal crashes in consecutive days, and which I don't know if they were alcohol related or not, but it goes back to having a plan in place and knowing where you're at on the road. And
the ripple effect of the fatal crashes and everybody that affects, every one of them is a tragedy. And now we move forward, and like I said, we're going to continue to investigate and making sure we're getting all the details very accurate. And but regardless, a life is lost, and one is too many. And when we talk about ending the streak, going back to November 7th of 2000 and losing a life every day on Texas highways since then, we just got to see that number come to a stop, right? And so everything moving forward is, again, we stress, especially during the holiday season, is about good driving habits, from not being distracted to your speed to properly securing yourself in a vehicle, and proper maintenance, in preparing for weather conditions wherever they might be. Right now it's almost like spring here, but some people are traveling other states, and so there's a lot of preparation that can take place to make sure that we're going to be safe, but just good driving habits.
Now, there's a lot of people out there who are, I mean, I travel for football on Fridays. I went to Hutto the other week.
Oh, yeah.
Got my oil changed and everything.
Yeah.
Got on the toll road. Didn't like driving on a toll road because I'm like, I have to pay to do this.
Yeah.
And then when I did it, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was nice. But also, you do have speed limits and everything. You can't just...
They're not suggestions.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're
They're the
there
law.
for a reason, yeah.
Right.
Right.
So what are some other safe driving habits people can pick up during the holidays? And, I mean, how much has San Angelo increased in traffic violations and everything over this holiday season so far?
Well, so time. I'm a big stressor on time and time management. And when we start to lose time, we start to try to make up for time. And that's something you can't do. But we always think we can do it by increasing our speeds, maybe not coming to complete stops at stop signs, running traffic lights, all those things. We need to make sure we obey all the laws.
Right.
And so time management is very important to knowing, how much time it's truly going to take to get from point A to point B, but then expectations for whether it is a traffic crash or road construction, anything that might disrupt that time a little bit. So we need to add that buffer zone in there. And that's a huge one because, my years on the road, even though they were quite a few years back, during the holiday season, I was so busy out there the days leading up to with getting a lot of speeders. And it was always, we're trying to get to our destination. This happened. It was 100% job security for me during that time of year.
Right.
I was going to be super busy, and it never let me down. And to this day, our troopers are out there still very aggressively enforcing traffic law because it comes down to safety for the public.
Yeah, there's between, let's say you live in Wall or Vancourt or something. If you're going 75, someone's going 80. They're not going to get there that much before you anyway.
You'll see somebody go flying by, going 90 plus, and then when you get to Eden, we're both at the traffic light at the same time.
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Right.
But really, that's what they did. They put their lives and other people's lives in danger, just trying to get those extra minutes, and it never works out that way, So just got to manage that time.
Yeah, not even just like speeding, but taking the time to wear your seatbelt, right? There's a conscious choice that you can make every time you get into the car, and it's one small step that can really prevent you from getting in a serious injury if you were to get in that crash.
Okay.
Yeah.
And speaking on that, child safety.
Yeah.
We're both nationally certified technicians, and we just had a very successful car seat event. And so when you see those car seats being installed by parents or grandparents, you got to read the rule book. You got to read the owner's manual. And so what we're seeing too is with holidays, there might be more of the, hey, we haven't seen y'all in a while, so the grandparents get the grandkids. Everybody's excited, but they're not really familiar with the car seats. So they'll just throw that car seat in there because back in our day, we were just rolling around in the back.
Right.
Well, now that's different, right? So we care. Well, we have an understanding better of what to expect for what can happen and what results when kids roll around people like me. So, but what we see is they will genuinely put that car seat in there, put a seatbelt over it, and think, well, we're meeting the laws. But that's not the law. There's so much more to it about proper securement of the child in the car seat, and then properly securing that car seat to the vehicle. And so it all has to go together to be a success, and you can't take a shortcut anywhere on any of those steps.
Yeah. And one thing we like to see, or we see as like the temperatures drop, is that people like to put their children in like bulky sweaters and then put their kid in the car seat. However, we really discourage that. We tell them to put their child in the car seat with their normal clothes on and then secure their harness. That way their harness is as close to their body as possible.
Okay.
And then laying a blanket or a coat on top of that.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to keep your kid as warm as possible.
Yes.
So they all having big poofy jackets they walk
Yeah.
around in.
Yeah, but the jacket can create a little bit of extra slack between the child and the harness, and we don't want any of that. We want that harness to be as close to them as possible.
I guess that kind of goes back to the time thing you were talking
Yes,
about.
yeah.
Properly taking the time to put that car seat in there correctly.
Yeah, and
Because I've done it before, man, where I've like, oh, we're just switching cars. And you just, but
So
you don't think about it.
We did a time management study on really realizing you have 10 minutes to get to a location and 8 minutes of travel time and 2 minutes of preparation time, and they forgot to move the car seat. Well, 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, that doesn't seem like a lot of time, but we showed that you can successfully install that car seat within 30 seconds, almost just shy of a minute, to just do it properly and take the time and still give yourself enough time to get out of the house. But that's the shortcut that was taken. And, with the scenario, how it could have played out, a child could have been severely injured because they just didn't take the time to put the lower anchors in correctly and then latch behind. And so you just got to, again, go through the steps, manage that time, but don't assume that you're not going to have enough where you end up putting somebody else's life in danger.
Or you can also always call the place you're going and say, hey, I'm going to be 5 minutes late.
That's a very good point, yes, because that's also in my program that, what are your other options? And that is a very true statement. The other option was just put a pause, make a phone call, let them know what's going to happen, and get there safely.
Right.
Yeah, very good.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Did we miss anything? Or?
Well, I'll say one more.
Okay.
I could talk forever.
He could talk forever.
Segue into one more with the talking about the bundling up is the fact that if you did break down, making sure that you have an emergency kit in the vehicle from, again, being warm to blankets, jackets, whatever you might need, to any food, medication, and then any other resources that might be helpful for that situation on the side of the road, from flares to water, and little snacks and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate y'all coming in today.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Back to you. Yeah, these crashes. We've had 3 very serious crashes here in San Angelo.
Within the span of a couple days, yeah.
Each night has had a very serious crash. I think Monday night nobody was killed, but the pictures looked just terrible. And Tuesday night we had a fatal crash going out towards Cristobal.
And last night, fatal crash.
Another one.
Going out towards Wall.
Wrong way driver apparently caused that one. 67-year-old Jose Gallegos of San Angelo and 51-year-old Alicia Ogle of Eden. They were the drivers killed in those crashes. We don't know if drugs or alcohol played a factor in either of these crashes, and more information will be posted when it becomes available. But other than that, just like we were talking about in the interview, Uber, Lyft, if you're out drinking.
Yes, it's available. There's not an excuse. There's still taxi services too.
Yep, call somebody.
And bars have phone chargers in them now, so there's no excuse.
And everybody has a phone on them at this point, so just download those apps and get home safe, because
it's not worth dying or killing somebody.
No, and if you've seen some of the pictures that we had from the crashes, it was absolutely horrible. But here's our interview with Shaydee Watson with ASU right after this message from Jay Chandler.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
Welcome back, James Bouligny here. I have Shaydee Watson. Yes. She is the new curator at the Meyer Museum here at ASU. Miss Watson, how are you enjoying it? First off, how are you? And then tell me, how are you enjoying being a curator?
So I actually am really good, and I really do love being at ASU and at the Meyer Museum. It's a whole new world for me, and just the campus life, and I was a student at ASU a while back, but I love being back there. One of my favorite things was walking around campus, and so now in my job title, I am walking across campus to meetings, and oh yeah, I forgot how wonderful this is. So I really love being there.
It's awesome. I know the Meyer Museum, you walk in and you just have the dinosaur staring at you.
Oh yeah, and that's such a huge statement piece. So when you walk in, it's just pow, it's right there. And that's one of my favorite things that I've noticed is when people walk in, that's the first thing they see, and how excited they are. They look up and, oh my gosh, what is that, a dinosaur? Yeah, so
it sure is.
It is, yes.
Right. But we have a couple events coming up there at the Meyer Museum.
We absolutely do. So on February 3rd, we have 2 new exhibits coming up. And while you're there, we're hoping you can look at the event spaces that will be opening up as well. So one of the exhibits that's opening on February 3rd is Century of the Scout, Scouting America. We've been working with Scouting America. It's 100 years of character, leadership, and community. So Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, it's so much great information, historical information on the Scouts. So that's opening up on February 3rd, along with we are working with Art in Uncommon Places. They have some plans for some bronze sculptures along our river, and so they're going to kind of show us what that is what's coming and what that looks like. We're going to have little maquettes, so it'll be it's a really great exhibit to showcase the community about how much we are growing. So,
all right.
So those two are coming. We also, of course, always have our fossil mineral gallery, which is the dinosaur skeletons, and we have a lot of really cool minerals that you can see in cases when you walk in. So
all right.
That's what's going on.
All right. Also, though, we have a couple. They've been doing construction over there for a while now, and you said it kind of looks like they're getting done on one of these new spaces that y'all have.
Yes,
it's going to be opening soon.
2 new spaces, which is exciting. One, the community can absolutely use. It's an event space, and it's a really, really nice space. Meetings, or if you want to have a reception or things like that, you would still rent it through the special events, but it is a really nice space, and it's for our community, but it is located at the Meyer Museum, and it's called Meyer Hall.
Okay.
And so that it's a really neat space, and the second one is a new gallery space for the Meyer Museum, and that is just I'm excited about that. It's super big, so it's a little deceptive from outside. You think, oh, there's not much room, but it's really deep and grand, and the ceiling is huge, and we're excited about what could potentially go in there in the future. So we will have the Art in Uncommon Places exhibit in there in February, and so I can't wait to see how that's going to play out. So
no, it sounds like it's going to be awesome. We've also, I know Band Up here, we kind of talked about the working with downtown San Angelo and everything.
Yeah,
it sounds
there's so many
awesome.
great things that is going on with downtown San Angelo and Art in Uncommon Places and the city. It's really exciting to see all what's coming.
All right. But also coming up is Christmas.
True.
And y'all have some stocking stuffers there that people might be interested in grabbing.
Yes, there's so many great little things. There's little trinkets, stocking stuffers, there's gifts. We have a dinosaur advent calendar. I know we're a little bit into the month, but there's still plenty of days to discover a new dinosaur. We have some fossils. We have some little dinosaur toys, little scientific experiments. So a lot of things for kids that are really into science or outdoorsy. A lot of options, but absolutely, please stop by. We've got a lot of really great gifts for the holiday.
Okay, when's the Meyer Museum open?
Oh yes, the hours for our holidays. The holidays are coming, so the Meyer is open right now through December 20th.
Okay,
but we will be officially closed down from December 22nd through January 5th, and then open back up on January 6th.
All right. Well, Miss Watson, did we miss anything?
I think we got it all. But yeah, I do want to mention that the museum is absolutely free to attend, and we are located right there on Johnson Avenue N at 2501 West Avenue N, and it's just right there on the corner of ASU campus.
If you drive Avenue N, if you drive through that intersection, you see it all the time.
Yes, you can't miss it.
And they're always doing new stuff there at ASU too.
Yes, and right now we have the big Christmas tree there from the Christmas tree lighting. Yes.
Yep. Well, Miss Watson, we appreciate you coming in today.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Back to you. And we'll be right back after this word from Condos, Diamonds, and Coins.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Condos, Diamonds, and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Condos, Diamonds, and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Cano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Cano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thank you for watching the Live Daily News Show.
The only local news show in the Concho Valley.
Follow us on Facebook, X, and other social media platforms.
And download the San Angelo Live mobile app.
For the live team here, I'm Tessa Koskovich.
And I'm James Bouligny.
And we will see you tomorrow.